Hello, 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 everyone. I hope we're all having a wonderful Thursday afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Hope it's been a good day. We're going to be looking at today's price action market, the ES. Today was another kind of just choppy, rotational, weird. I wouldn't call it rotational, but it was choppy for the most part of the day. And then, oddly enough, we were kind of trend up for the most part in the beginning of the day. Up here. Oh, don't know what I did there. Oh, okay, good job, Chris. Reset the whole thing here. But we were pretty much up on the day, believe it or not. Uh, B through D, where I just highlighted, right? We were up on the day. Uh, the market traded, pretty much had a lowest accepted price in B period after A. B period opened up, pushed back a little bit, not much, and then decided to blast off to the upside. Took out previous day's high of day. Remember, we're still in a pretty large balance, right? We're still going to be in this is now a 4 day balance, but we're still in a pretty large balance. The 18th's high and then the 17th's low. That's our balance area. So we're still in this balance. We kind of just tested balance low today. Well, we haven't gotten anywhere near our balance high, balance high. Um, in A period, we pushed up, right? We pushed up after the open. Never seen it until later in the day in F period. B period had lowest accepted price. We pushed up, had a set of single prints that were created. A pretty large set after taking out the previous day's high day. Uh, B period got right to the afternoon rally high in I period from the 18th. So that destination is now off the chart, and so is the high of day from yesterday. That's off the chart now. So we're going to zoom in a little bit more here. Uh, A period, B period, we finally took out the overnight high right here where this red line is. So bulls took out the overnight high. They had the opening a little bit. We're one time framing up. And then the bulls also have overlapping the higher value at the time. Remember, value is my little blue lines that are here and here. Those are our value high and our value low. Value ended up coming overlapping the lower by the end of the day, which is kind of crazy. I mean, the price action that you're seeing is pretty wild. So after B period created a large set of single prints from this spot right here, it's basically just where what is going on? My stuff is not wanting to work properly. Uh, but here, let me go ahead and expand this a little bit more. But after we took out that overnight high in B period, after we took out that overnight high, we had a pretty decent size of single prints right in this area. Let me try to match this up. So right there was our set of single prints. Right there. So if we scroll all the way left, our chart, sorry if this looks weird. Chart was kind of looking like that, right? If you ignore everything on the left here, if you just focus on the right hand side of the screen, A to B, that was where a set of single prints were at the time. And then C opens up and then takes back some of that set of single prints because we eventually went back and backfilled some price there. And now single prints is only in this range. So after B period, C pulls back. We fill some of the single prints. C rotates back up higher, but we couldn't take out the IB high, the initial balance high. So after not being able to take out the initial balance high, remember that's B's low and A's, or B's high and A's low for today, or vice versa, just the first two time frames high and low. After failing to take out the IB high in C period, after filling some of the single prints, D period opens up. We pull back. We stop the one time framing up by taking out C's low. And then we got into the single prints a little bit. Initially, we didn't fill it. We kind of bounced back up a little bit. And then we kind of pulled back in and left just a few ticks of single prints left. So by this point, they're basically filled in D period. Uh, we bounce up a little bit. E tries to go and take out the IB high, the initial balance high. We fail to do that again in E period. And then we finally decide, hey, you know what? We're not buying anything up here. So let's go ahead and get out of our positions. And then boom, in F period, we fill that set of single prints, and then we begin to rotate lower on the day. Um, and then we continue after, because remember, B's one time framing up, C period was just inside, D stops the one time framing down or up, um, and then E, so we're just balanced, right? And B, C, D, and E just kind of in a balance, and then F takes out that balance, and then we begin one time framing down. We one time frame down in G. We finally broke the IB low in H, and then we continue the one time framing down. Uh, we continue the one time frame down in I. I period had a small set of single prints. Uh, those get filled later, not in J, not in K, but in L. L period fills those set of single prints, so they're gone. And then we kind of just hover down here at the low, low of day from the 19th, from yesterday's low of day. So we took out our previous day's high and then our previous day's low. So we have an outside day down, but we are still in balance here. We kind of just accumulated down here at previous day's low and then that low of day from the 17th. We actually pushed pretty close to that low because the 17th low, our balance low, is 36.6150, and we kind of pushed it a little bit low to near it. Our low there was 36.6575. That was the low in M period. And then we kind of just, after breaking that 20 period moving average on the daily, we kind of just stayed below it now. So we'll see what happens come tomorrow. I took a few trades today. I got chopped up initially in D period because I got long against C's low, thinking we were going to hold the single prints and then go get the IB high because at the time buyers had the opening, they had value overlapping to higher, they had gotten the overnight high. The last thing they need, and we had a set of single prints. We're one time framing up. The only thing they need left on the checklist is the IB high. Well, we didn't get that, and we came back in, as you can tell later in the day. So I was long in D period. I got hurt on a push in. I probably should have waited to see if we took back some of the single prints and then gotten long because the long from D's low to E's high was a pretty good risk reward. And then E period, I didn't trade anything because I took that loss and I was hurting pretty good. I was thinking about going short, but I wanted to see if price would push back up higher towards D's high, and then used the day's high, the IB high is my out if I would have gotten stopped out. I wanted to get short here in E. Everything in my body was telling me, Chris, let's get short in E period. But nope, I didn't get short, and man, would that have been the play. Because later in F period, I decided to get long after we had filled the single prints. I decided to get long at 18. Didn't work. I held onto the trade, and I'm trading minis at this point, so every point hurts me about $50. So I'm long. We pull back to after hours VWAP. So if you look right here on this right chart, I'll go ahead and zoom it in. So we pulled back to this after hours VWAP right here. And that's where I added to my position. So now I'm long a 2 lot around 18 and then 16. Well, we kept on pulling down, and I got stopped out for a pretty hefty loss right before we hit the open um, in our regular trading hours. So back to our main chart here. So we pulled back pretty heavy in F period. I got out before we hit the open, and I was hurting pretty good. So after those two trades and a few losses in D and in F period, I was kind of mentally just distraught, didn't know what to do. I again tried to take another long in G period. I got hurt. Wasn't I just for some reason in my head I couldn't get uh, through that things are changing. I don't know what's going to be happening because we've just taken back so much from the buy side because we no longer have the buyers don't they no longer have the open. They only have the overnight high. We didn't get the IB high. We no longer have single prints, and we're not one time framing up anymore. We're one time framing down. Um, and we haven't got the overnight low or the IB low for the sell side. So that was the more probable thing that was going to happen. So after I kind of got chopped up a little bit in G period, lost a few more points. At this point, I'm down. I think I'm down around 15 points in G period. That's a pretty hefty loss and with the minis. So I was down pretty good in G period, and then in H period, I decided, all right, I think I want to get short against the open and go get the IB low, the days low, and then go get the 20-day moving average that was right below us. Realistically could have held on to get to the low of day, but I don't think I had enough mental capital because I just burnt so much fuel in D, F, and in G. I just wanted to get short. My stop would have been G's high. If we would have popped G's high, that would have stopped the one time framing down, and I would have no more reason to be short. But because I actually had a reason to be short and we were below the open, I decided, all right, maybe we take back the day and go get the IB low. So I got short a three lot 3698 and 3700. There was two that I bought or sold at 3700, another that I sold at 3698, and then we rotated lower. Finally, breaking the IB low, the day's low. I got out one at 90. Uh, I got out another at 30 or 3690. I got out one. I got out another at 3688, and then another at 3685 before we got to that yellow line there, which is our 20-day moving average. And then by that point, it was a pretty good trade. I was up on the day by, I believe, 13 points at that point. So I decided to close it down because 13 points on after being down 15 is really good. I think I may have had a four lot on. I think I added one on the way down, but that that doesn't matter. I made my money. I got out of the market which happily I did, because after J period set a new low on the day, we did nothing but chop K, L, and M, right around that 20-day moving average and the balance low. So tomorrow should be pretty interesting. We should see some pretty good movement. Tomorrow, I believe we have the big boys coming out as far as earnings come out. We have, I believe, Facebook. Oh, let me see here. Let's see. Let's see who the earnings are tomorrow. But I believe it's Facebook, or excuse me, not Facebook anymore. It is Meta. All right. uh, calendar. Let's see. Tomorrow. We have quite the amount tomorrow. Uh, huh. It's not showing me all the earnings that matter. Anyway, we have some pretty big earnings tomorrow. Just keep that in mind if we're trading. But we may remain in this balance until after those earnings are released, and then come in Monday, we might be down pretty good size. But we'll see. Either way, we come out of this balance because now we're building up some steam here. The steam's got to be released one way or the other. Do we take out the IB low or not the IB low, the balance low, and then go for the low of day and where the single prints are from the 13th? Or do we hold our balance low, rotate back up, hold our 20-day moving average, and then take out our balance high? Um, at this point, it's kind of a coin toss. I don't really know. I'm just going to trade day by day and see what the market's telling me. Um, we're just going to trade what the market is telling me and what's in front of me because I can't really because when we're in balance, that's just that all that means when we're in balance is the market's waiting for more market generated information, more MGI to lean on, and considering the weeklies in a balance, uh, we could just remain in a balance um, until everything's over with, all the earnings are released. I mean, there's nothing that's telling that nothing can tell us that we can't, just sit here and chop between 36.61.50 and 37.77.25. Nothing's telling us we can't just chop here. I mean, we could chop here, consolidate for a while, and then finally after we get some earnings released, the midterm elections are over, and all that jazz. Who knows? Maybe the market will try to roll over and go set new lows on the year, or we hold it and we go set a higher low. Um, my mentor, he doesn't think that we've set our higher low. I kind of do. I think this thing is poised to roll over, but that's just my bearish side coming out. So who knows? We shall see. We'll put in our low day here. That's really all we have to lean on. We don't have an afternoon rally high. We don't have single prints to go out on. The only thing that happened today is value ended overlapping to lower. Um, so I don't know why I have that color. Um, but yeah, there's no afternoon rally high. We don't hold single prints. L period's too late in the day for it to be an afternoon rally high, in my opinion. Uh, I don't really think it's anything to lean on as far as that goes. So tomorrow, whenever we open up, maybe you look to take a long. If we're not out of balance, if we haven't gapped lower by for anticipation of bad earnings, because I believe Snapchat's earnings came out and they did poorly. So maybe that's kind of a leading indication of what Meta's going to do. We'll have to see about that. So maybe we open up out of this balance to the downside. Maybe we stretch it a little bit and they come back into balance. I really don't know. We'll have to wait until tomorrow, see what price is telling us to do, and then just follow the MGI. Let's go ahead and look at our other charts. Let's look at our daily. We'll start with the monthly, just to keep you guys updated. Monthly, still down, still trending down. Um, Still one time frame and down on the monthly. So that's the big boy, right? If maybe we have a small range this month in October, maybe in November we come in and take out that high, and then we put the monthly into a 3 month balance. That's a possibility, maybe this stays a pretty small range. The weekly, the weekly's in a balance. All right, we're in you can call this a 5 week balance. Yeah, you can call it a 5 week balance if you want, or you can call it a 3 week balance. Either or is fine. I'm calling it a 5 week because I believe the weekly should have a little bit more leeway, and we'll see what happens. Now, if we take out our yearly low and our balance low, then the weekly goes back to down. On the daily is firmly in a balance. This is our balance here. Also, the 17th, it's low. Isn't quite correct because it's including the after hours low, but that's our balance low right there. That is our balance low. So we either remain in this balance, continue to chop sideways, until we decide whether or not we want to hold our 20-day moving average or we fell above it and come back in. I mean, that's what's happened every other time we've gotten above the 20. We got above our 20 here and we failed and rolled back over and set a new yearly low. We failed above it up here after testing the 200-day moving average, rolled over and came back to visit the lows. And then we failed once more up here above the 20. This time we consolidated. It was a pretty good balance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 11-day balance, 10-day balance right here. So, maybe we can consolidate for 10 days here. It's a good possibility. We failed up here, we failed over here. So the 20 has been rejected pretty much all year long. We'll see if that is the case coming pretty soon. Um, who knows? But other than that, that's all I got for you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Keep being positive, keep doing your thing, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.